Welcome back, dude and dudettes, to another wild episode of Send It Mate. We're here to talk about all things hunting and outdoors. And today, we've got something that'll keep your gear running smoother than a dingo's getaway.
That's right. Our show is brought to you by High Caliber, the gun and knife oil company that knows how to keep your firearms and blades in tip-top shape.
High Caliber is like the secret sauce for hunters, anglers, and outdoorsy folk everywhere. It's like the magic potion that makes your gun and knives happier than a dog with two tails.
You know, guys, I've been using High Caliber oil for a while now, and let me tell you, it's the duck's nuts. My rifle practically sings a lullaby when I take it out hunting.
And speaking of lullabies, ever tried sneaking up on a deer with a squeaky gun? It's a prime way to end up with no venison in the freezer. You'll be hungrier than a vegan at a bacon festival.
Absolutely. But with High Caliber oil, your gun will be quieter than a ninja in moonlight. You'll be stalking your prey with the grace and stealth of a mountain lion.
High Caliber doesn't just keep things quiet, it also prevents rust and corrosion, so you won't find your gear looking like it spent a season at the bottom of a creek.
That's right, and for you knife enthusiasts out there, High Caliber has got you covered too. Your trusty blade will slice through anything smoother than butter on a hot biscuit.
So, folks, don't let your gear become a rusty, squeaky mess. Head on over to highcaliber.com.au and grab a bottle of their oil today.
And if you use the code SENDITMATE at checkout, you'll get a special discount. I say again, use the code SENDITMATE for all your oil slick, stealthy hunting needs.
Thanks to High Caliber, you'll be sending it in style and silence.
So, gear up, oil up, and send it, mate. High Caliber, the ultimate oil for the ultimate hunter.
And we're away now.
Woo! Take 17.
Hell yeah!
Woo!
Yeah.
Oh, take 5. We've been struggling to launch today.
We would make fucking terrible pilots.
We got there.
Did.
That's good.
Fifth start of the night.
Oh, I love that sound. What is that? That's the sound of a fucking good time.
Hello, gentlemen.
Mystery sound.
Welcome to all you listeners out there. This is Send It Mate Podcast. I am Caleb.
I'm Josh!
That's better. And I am Ryan.
Full points to you now, Josh.
Yeah.
Eat a dick.
We've G'd him up. We've got him alive. We're struggling. This is a different night of the week. Maybe that's what's put us
It
off.
is. We're recording on a Wednesday for those following at home, where we usually record on a Monday when everyone's fresh from the shittest day at work and just wants to, let their hair down, get a little bit fucked up and talk some shit. Now we're on hump day.
It's good recovery from some Monday-itis generally, just
It
to
is.
unwind on a Monday night.
Yeah, but do you know what I'm really enjoying right now?
What?
The fact that you're drinking port out of a Makona. It's a Makona glass, but with the label still on it.
I couldn't find a fucking glass in this house.
Was there coffee in there before you started?
No, I looked in the cupboard where there is normally glasses in most people's houses, and what I discovered was about 20 Makona jars. So,
It's how we do it in the country, bro.
That's right, mate. You got a glass, you got a glass.
I mean, I can't quite cop that story from you because it still had coffee in it. They all have coffee in them. So you haven't been using them as drink. You haven't been using them to drink out of, let's be honest.
No, well, if that's the Makona Dark, I don't like that. I like the classic.
Oh, really? I love the dark.
No, it's the dark roast. You're right.
Yeah,
Dark roast.
That's why I haven't used it, because it
It's
tastes like ass
intense.
piss.
Nah, it's good.
Okay, well.
So you like...
Can I point out one thing? That's the biggest glass I've ever seen you pour. Actually.
Yeah, that's true.
Normally, you're very petite and very sort of like...
All right, well, I'll pull you up on this because I don't normally pour the drinks.
Yeah.
1. 2, I got here before all of you, so I'm going to pour myself a drink.
Isn't that funny? It's my house.
3, we're drinking cask port. So I'm like, well, we're not going to fucking run out. So
No, that's true. We're not on rations.
That is true.
But-
And that's something that we get wrong every week. We buy 2 bottles of port and they are gone in about 3 drinks.
Yeah, you guys need to slow down.
No, Ron, that's all you.
tonight we are on the Renmano Premium Tawny.
With a slight hint of coffee.
It's quite fruity.
Yeah, look, I ain't being a Beep. I'm drinking Jack's.
Drink it.
What? Oh, we've
I'm
all
drinking
had it.
Jack's.
What is this fucking elitism from you? Just bloody pour some and drink it like
The
the
man
rest of
who
us.
has no cups
Jack's.
refuses
Yeah, the
to
man-
drink cheap.
You know why? Because Jack come in its own cup.
So you're drinking Jack's cum?
Mate. If that's what Jack tasted like, I'd drink
Jack
it all
come,
day.
or did he come and jack off into a cup? Or did Jack come into a cup? There's so
Yeah,
many
now
jokes
you're
tied
getting-
into that statement. I can't even keep up.
God, now you're getting tongue twisted. Anyway, we are really, really off topic.
Are we?
There's a word for that.
We're allowed to do that. It's our own podcast.
That's
This
right.
is
We
true.
can do what the fuck we want. Anyway, well, let's get into POI.
Okay,
then.
well, how about this?
All right,
How
go.
was your week?
Oh, don't start that shit. No, I'm not running down the mundane again.
I think someone mentioned out there that the podcast just sounds like three dudes that get together, get pissed, and hang shit on each other.
I mean, I think that's a pretty positive review right there. It's quite accurate.
I'm fairly sure that's in our mission statement.
Yeah, it is. It is in our mission statement.
Talk shit.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, we also have a mission to hunt on Mars, so I don't know about how reality.
No.
I haven't. You can shoot a gun in space, man. You can shoot a gun in space.
What is with you and space shit?
Refer back
like
to our
space.
previous podcast. Dear
Battlestar Galactica.
Damn straight. Quality.
fucking nerds.
Terrible ending. Great seasons.
Anyway, well, let's get into POI. I'm surprising you with this one. I haven't told you what it is, but
Well,
No, you haven't told us a lot of things
so
lately, Caleb.
Point of interest.
as is my
Mystery
prerogative.
man.
As is my prerogative,
Oh,
Joshua.
okay.
Just
But,
like Brittany said.
Just to let everyone know, I don't know who Caleb is anymore.
He's
I just don't know.
changed, man.
You do realize you don't have to bring every private conversation we have into the fucking podcast.
No, you do.
I do.
You do.
It's our podcast. We can do what we want.
I know, but there's too many in jokes and inside conversations. People at home are like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
That's very true. And if they want to know what I mean, they just have to ask.
I'm pretty
What
sure
they should do is write you an email so you can never read it.
No, I'll get my secretary to read it.
he can't read it because he doesn't know what the password is.
I don't even know what the login name is, mate.
And why is everyone asking about the bakery? These guys really must love pastries.
Oh, dear.
Anyway,
Bakery is a code word for those playing at home.
What can you give them a riddle to give them a chance to know what the bakery is?
Well, there's really good buns there.
what I want to know is why we're putting that out there.
What?
So it's no longer a code word if we just use it
Yeah, we should definitely change it.
on the
You can
podcast.
just change it.
Yeah.
Well, we have to now.
I feel like
change it.
if we're going to start using another word, people will pick
Let's
up
start
and be like,
referring it to it as the pastry shop.
Anyway, let's move on to POI, which is quite simple this week. It's not hunting related. It's not
Or is it?
It's not outdoor related. It's more along the life in general. I'm getting fucking old. And I realised it this week when I purchased for myself a lumbar support cushion for the car.
What? Hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on. Were you scrolling through eBay or something and you had a recommended come up and you're like, ooh,
No.
lumbar support cushion.
I did a 10-hour trip in the car earlier last week on Tuesday, and finished that trip with the sorest lower back. Now, my work vehicle does not have the most comfortable seats.
Do you have to wear compression socks as well?
Sometimes really
for his
helps.
cankles.
It helps force the blood to certain areas. Anyway, so my lower back for a 34-year-old was fucking aching. Like I felt like I was about 80 years old.
Well, right there we know that it's bad because you swore.
That's a
and
good
two,
accentuation to
You
the
are fucking old. So,
No, 34 is not old.
no, you're old.
yoga.
Do you know you're closer to 50, man? Like it's just
Closer
around
to
the
50
corner
than what, Josh?
than what you were 10 years ago, obviously.
Then 33.
But you're close to 50, man. It's not that far.
You're
away.
I'm not
you're
close
on
to
the
50.
Back
You are.
end.
No,
No,
I'm still
you're-
closer to 21 than I am to 50.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, just
So anyway, the seat I will not name what my work vehicle is, but the seats are just fucking
It's a
shit.
tampon on wheels. That's what it is.
Well, it's not my choice to drive it. But anyway.
First time we
You
rolled
always
up,
have a choice.
I got a little bit excited because I saw the car and I thought, oh, there's a hottie here.
Yeah,
And
suck 'em mum.
Yeah, woo. And then, no, it's just Caleb.
Anyway, so to answer your question, no, I didn't troll eBay, Ryan. I just went, I need a lumbar support cushion. Kmart,
you
$18. Bang.
Actively went to look for one instead.
Yeah.
It wasn't like an easy scroll. It was like, you know what, I'm going to get in the car and I'm going to go to the shops to try and actively find a lower lumbar support.
No, I had to do
You were old as fuck.
I did my food shopping. I'm like, Kmart, I'm just going to go see if they got something.
Did you
Automotive
get
section,
chamomile
$18.
tea and some fucking candles while you did your shopping as well?
No, but there was quite a.
Get a couple
nice-
of Scotch
I
fingers.
got myself quite a nice throw rug as well for my knees.
It's knitted.
Anyway, the thing
I'll need
makes
some of
a
that
difference.
Dunker rub.
It makes a freaking difference.
Yeah, man.
So my old work vehicle I used to have, which was a Subaru Outback, my employer installed a little pump up lumbar support in the seat. It's like air cushion basically, and you had this little pump and you pumped it up, and
So you pumped yourself while
that thing
you're
was so comfortable. And that was the vehicle that I did essentially 24 hours in the car straight once. Anyway, so this little lumbar support cushion,
We did.
you and I did.
Yes, I remember that.
Did you get lumbar support pump?
He didn't in
No.
the passenger side.
That was
no,
So
It was
he,
just
he
shit.
was driving and pumping himself and you got nothing.
Yeah.
Seems a bit unfair.
as is the way.
Mate, we
this is
pulled
the way.
over and then slept after 24 hours straight.
Did
and,
you spoon?
Mate, I've got to admit that car was atrocious.
Semen
the smell.
everywhere.
No, the like it just was not comfortable.
Well,
man.
that's your
It
seat.
was-
My seat, which had the lumbar little extra bit on it, I was quite comfortable.
Lucky you.
Anyway, I spent a bit of time in the car now, and it is not comfy. So I got this memory foam lumbar cushion. Bloody hell, it works.
So you're making memories
Sorry,
in
I'm
the
like
car,
burping while I'm saying
pumping
this.
yourself.
What?
What?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Don't worry.
Look, I've had
interject.
one for a while actually, and yeah, they do make a difference, man. And it's your back; you only get one back. And
This is
you'll
the
go
worst
for it.
fucking POA ever.
Yeah, it's pretty shit. Fucking lumbar support, fucking cushion. Next,
you
you're gonna
guys
get
are
a
old as
donut
fuck.
cushion.
I just
for
want to
your
highlight
couch.
the fact that our podcast is hunting outdoors and life in general.
Life in general.
And life in general.
I'm so old.
We
that I
spend a
need
lot
some
of-
lower lumbar support.
We spend a lot of time in cars driving to hunting destinations,
Yeah,
This is true.
and this thing has saved my back for the remainder of this last week gone. So
I mean, I'm definitely a strong advocate for yoga because yoga fixes everything. That and Lana Del Rey fixes everything.
where is this podcast going?
yoga. Oh god.
Help us. Anyway, well, if you hate it so much, let's move on. You don't have anything to add?
Oh no! Look, it's like I understand what you mean and you know the use for it, but it. God,
This is the noticeable difference is once upon a time we just would have put up with it, but I think we've reached an age where it's like, no, I'd rather be comfortable instead of suffering.
I can respect that. Do you also get yourself like, you know, the seat covers that are like beads all linked together?
No,
And then like you put that
I
over
draw
your
the
seat?
line somewhere.
no, he's going straight to the merino wool.
Ooh. Actually,
Yeah.
do you know what? Merino wool is just quality, bro. That's
It
like
is.
a quality winter
It is.
seat right there.
It is.
I'd go with merino wool. I wouldn't put the beads under it or pump
you-
myself in the.
You're used to putting the beads in it.
In what? I don't.
My asshole.
You don't get the
Christ,
reference.
Keep up, Josh.
Can you please tell the audience what you mean?
For those following at home.
You just jumped in and said it, didn't you?
Well, you
I
asked.
put the beads in my ass.
Don't ask the question if you don't want the answer.
Anal beads. Anyway, move us along.
All right, so
So I wanted to say it.
So this week we have our topic intro is expect the unexpected. Ominous music, please, Caleb.
Our topic is expect the unexpected.
What?
What?
Expect the unexpected.
Our topic intro is not what they're doing. I'm chopping this part out, by the
No,
way.
keep this in. This is excellent.
What the
I don't know
fuck?
what you're on
This is
about.
quality. You said
This week our topic intro is. This week our topic is.
No, he was reading topic intro while he was saying what the intro is.
What are we doing? Turn into amateur hour.
This is awesome. Keep all of this in.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
All right, who's up first? Who's got it?
Ryan, your first topic
I am
is
first. Expect the unexpected. So I want to go down. I want to take us all back to our own personal learning experience when we were packing for camping, hunting, anything related. When you're a noob at that sort of thing, you run through your mind with like, oh, what am I going to need? And then you go, what scenarios am I going to find myself in? And you want to be prepared because you want to expect the unexpected. Like you're ready for everything. What is the most?
You're referencing Caleb's 10 pairs of underwear.
That is
for a 2-day
correct.
trip.
That's right.
'Cause
That's-
he's gonna
that definitely
he's-
ties into this.
Yeah, he's
do you know what
prepping
I
to shit
expect?
himself.
Do you know what I expect? To be clean every day.
You can do that with one pair of underwear.
You know,
By the way, in the last 3 pack hunts I've done, I've taken a pair of undies on the way, one whilst I'm out, and then one for the way home.
hey,
Yeah,
there
well
you
done.
go.
For every pack hunt that I've ever been on, I pack my pack, I go out, I eat the food that's on the top, and then I bring the pack back.
I mean, I've also been saving my dick cheese on all those trips for you, Josh, so I have a jar at home.
Oh, is it like cheddar or is it?
It's maturing nicely.
It's in a Makona jar too.
It's going to be blue vein pretty quickly.
Are you going to make like a cheese wheel or are you going to shred it?
No, I'm going to make a wheel and I'm going to coat it in wax and then give it to Josh for his 35th
Solid.
birthday.
Real fucking solid. Yeah.
So I'm just going to shit in your bed this week.
I've been threatening that for a while. I haven't seen it happen.
When you turn 50, you're going to get into your bed and just be fucking shit with a bit of blood in it.
Yeah.
We're going to do some
Couple
crazy
of
shit for our
clots.
40th, by the way. I know this is a while away, but
Yeah.
What, Vegas?
Fuck yeah.
Vegas,
We're going to
40th,
Vegas.
done.
Yeah, that's happening. It's a thing.
It's happening. We're gonna tee up a hunt as well, but
Yeah.
Vegas 40th. I'm 41st, so
We're going to have to hunt first because there's no way we're going to want to hunt after all weekend.
Oh,
in
no, we're all
Vegas.
going to want to hunt, but we shouldn't. That's
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, back to my topic. The point I was getting at was, what is the most ludicrous thing that you have taken that you thought you might need that you just fucking obviously haven't?
condom.
You can use condom for heaps of things, man. Water carriage.
yeah.
You can put it over the end of your barrel.
Water
that you carry.
carriage?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
It holds like 2 litres of water.
Yeah.
Or semen.
Well,
It's-
Caleb's
What?
stinger holds like 250 mils.
Yeah, but what if
That's
you
a
get
lot
like
of semen.
self-lubricating ones, man? You want to make sure you get the right flavour that you like. Because if you don't like banana and then you're like, fuck, I need some water, but you're like, oh, should I?
No matter what, it's going to have that latex flavour.
Ugh.
Unless they're latex free.
Just take a bunch of gloves.
Oh, you're allergic to latex, aren't you?
No, I am not.
No, what is it like? I don't know. Plastic, some shit.
I'm allergic to elastoplast.
Elastoplast. Yeah, the
So if I leave an
Band-Aids.
elastoplast Band-Aid on for a while, I come out in these weird welts and basically my skin dies and falls off.
Fuck, you really wasted all of your money on those Dora Explorer Band-Aids then, didn't you?
Yep.
Can you return them?
No. Shouldn't have bought the 10-pack.
What are your odds? What do you reckon is the most
in all
ludicrous thing?
seriousness, I don't know. The weirdest thing I've taken and haven't needed. Oh, man, I don't know.
Think back the first time that you packed. So for me, I remember the first time that I packed. It was back when I had my old man's ex-Aussie Army Reserves pack. And I had fucking everything. Like a multi-tool knife thing, like Allen keys. I had, I think, 3 knives of all different sizes. I had about fucking 30 meters of rope.
Did you carry a survival kit?
No.
And
And like I'd take a book and just dumb shit. Like I think the trouble is that I blended the camping thing with the backpacking thing, which a lot of people I think get the two crossed over where you go camping.
Backpack hunting.
Like you're just backpack hunting there. Well, either or. Like even if you're just packing a pack to go trekking, it's a similar concept. The only difference is you got a rifle and some skinning stuff. So if you're going out and you're living out of a backpack, you're obviously going to take the least amount that you possibly can and be the most efficient with everything. And then I just find it hilarious that you look online at all these guys that are just starting out and they're asking all these questions and you just think, well, fuck yeah, I was there too. You maybe think, expect the unexpected is overcompensating for something that may or may not happen. And then it's just the hilarity that comes out of that.
Honestly, I don't think I've taken any personal gear I'd say is ridiculous. I think
Apart from 10 pairs of jocks.
no,
Yeah,
but
that's definitely overkill.
because they were there. I used them.
Did you actually change
What the
10 times?
fuck?
I would change every day, and I was fresh as fuck.
No, you
I
weren't.
would, man.
Not on a backpack.
You didn't
hunt.
wash,
not,
mate.
Not on a backpack hunt, but a
Yeah.
base camp hunt.
Dude,
Just because you change your jocks doesn't mean the fucking crust between your ass cheeks go away.
I mean, most of the
Yeah,
time
you got
I'd
tacked for
either
God.
have a pommy wash or wash in the river. So yes, it was quite good to put a fresh pair of jocks on afterwards.
We swam like twice in 8 days.
I mean, it was 40 degrees every day. We swam every day.
one bottle of talc is worth 30 pairs of jocks.
It is. I will.
And I'm talking about a small bottle of talc.
Look,
Oh,
I would
back,
say only thing I can really think of is we always take ridiculous amount of rifles that we don't even use.
Oh, shit, yeah. And we always argue about which ones to take, and then we end up taking all of them, and then we only
Like,
use 3 out of
When
18.
when we were camping, actually, when we were hunting out of a car, early days, we'd carry like 2 kitchens with us.
Yeah, yeah, we
You'd
would.
be like, why?
Why is there 2 soup ladles here?
Yeah, before the hunt load list evolved, we had double ups of everything.
Oh, yeah. That hunt load list just...
Like guns.
Which I think we've mentioned before on the
kitchens.
podcast, but it was... Yeah, we would literally have boxes of utensils that... Well, we'd be searching... We'd spend more time looking for a knife than we would actually using anything.
And let's not forget about how much ammunition we used to take. Like we were like, I don't know, we were stockpiling
Prepared
for
for the
fucking
apocalypse.
doomsday or something, and we'd use like, I don't know, 20 rounds of centerfire.
What are we going to do for ammo? Well, we need $1,000 for that. We're going away for 2 days. Yeah, we're going to need all of it.
What if?
Yeah, that's right. What if we come across a massive flock of deer and pig at exactly the same time?
And everyone shoots straight.
A flock of deer and pig.
And ducks. Jesus, keep up, Caleb.
I just want to point out, like, Camp Mum and you are just on it today, aren't you, Camp Mum? Hey, you're just
Yeah.
like,
I'm on
nitpicking
what?
on fucking everything.
I quite enjoy a little bit of camp.
Man.
It's not a
I look
flock.
forward to you two sorting your fucking lives out.
What
Joining
is-
me on this page.
I am so far away from having my life sorted out. I'm in a different fucking universe.
Correct.
It's great.
Yeah, can't think of anything other than the double ups or excessive amount of rifles that we don't use. We're pretty good on backpack hunts because it's like you can only bring this. But
Yeah,
anything we were at a base camp, everyone's just like, I'm going to bring this. I'm
Excessive.
going to bring this.
Do you find that because we try and do it cheap and we try and use like cut down on fuel and things like that, and you know how many vehicles we're taking, so we got less space and we'll all cram into like one car, and because of that, we're like, you can only bring your pack
Absolutely.
and a gun.
Absolutely.
That's
We've never taken the practical approach. We've taken the restriction of space. Like that's what
Yeah.
that's what's forced us.
Defines our
Yeah,
parameters.
you have to become more efficient and more compact because you just can't.
Yeah, there's
Whereas if we took 4 cars, we'd build a fucking house out in the middle of the scrub, and we'd have gun racks on all the fucking walls and ammunition everywhere, and we'd have snacks. The fucking snacks. That
You
is
can never have too
definitely-
many snacks.
Oh
no,
my god!
No. When we first started going interstate and we were hunting from a car in our private property over there, our food actually was just off the planet, man.
You could feed a
I would
fucking
I would
army.
come home and like after we'd divvy out some of the food to everybody on their way home back to their homes, I would sit there and I'd be like, I can't eat all this in a week. Why did we fucking buy it for like
We'd all fork out like $500 for a 3-day trip, and 200 of that each would go to food, and then we'd rock up, and there'd be, if we cut down our food, we could get away with taking 2 cars instead of 3. It's literally a
That
fucking
and-
chuck wagon that we're taking with
that
us.
and piss? piss, I got to admit, drinking,
Yeah,
like,
mate.
you know, at the end of the
Yeah.
day, man, we'd go through some alcohol when the hunt was finished and, you know, we're around the campfire. Good God.
But then we
I
take-
think one trip we went through like $700 in 3 days worth of beer.
Yeah, we drove there with 70 litres and came back with 60 litres of water.
There's $700 worth of piss. There's water in, Jack.
Yeah.
That's good.
So in a way, backpack hunting can often be cheaper because you're just like, I'm not carrying 6 packs of
Absolutely.
beer around the place.
Absolutely.
I sneak maybe a tin or two or a small bottle of spirits or something like that every now and then, and it is kind of refreshing. Say like the second or third day in from a backpack hunt, and you're lugging it around, but then you finished up for the night, you're underneath your hoochie, you whip out your beer, and you're like, this is
Yeah,
all
I think it's the flask of like rum or port. I think
hip
is-
flask.
Yeah.
Hip flask,
That's the way to
yeah.
go.
That's where it's at.
I think the last time with you, Caleb, I actually carried 4 Jack Daniels in my pack for like 3 days.
You did. That was the best lukewarm Jack Daniels I'd ever had.
Yeah, they definitely weren't cold.
I mean, they'd lost most of their fizz and they were warm, but yeah, it was okay.
That's all right. It's Jack.
It was a nice sweet treat.
It's a sweet treat.
A sweet treat for the
Oh
end
my
of the
God,
day.
a sweet treat.
It's like dessert.
Aw.
Liquid dessert.
You want some fucking pud with that?
There's always room for pud.
Oh, you can buy pud in a container.
Have you
Oh,
not been to
welcome.
the shop?
Yeah.
Where have
can
you
buy-
been?
Yeah, you can buy pud in a container, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to chuck that in my pack next time.
Where have you been living?
Like little puds. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Welcome.
Yeah.
For those playing at home, pud means pudding.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
no sexual
my
connotation
God.
in that. Unless your
Well.
name is Josh.
Well, dear luck,
mean,
there's always room for a
We
bit of
always have to
pud.
cross-reference
With the
because
wood.
this could be some sort of weird army acronym.
Yeah, what does put stand for? Putting up the dick. Well, that's putsted.
I was on a PUD.
Oh, shit.
Fuck. All right, Caleb, what have you got for us?
All right. Well, the theme for me tonight is I'm trying to bring this more into the life in general category. So
That's what I was doing.
it's something we haven't covered too much. We've stayed on the hunting and fishing side of things or outdoors, but life in general, expect the unexpected. And I mean, I'll go into my personal life a little bit. You two don't have to, but
Oh, here we go.
for the listeners out there, expect the unexpected. Well, I'm 34 years of age. I'm divorced. I was married for 8 years. I have 5-year-old twins. I did not
Twin
expect
girls.
any of those.
Do you want me to get a box of Kleenex? Sounds like you're about to fucking spill your guts.
I don't know. I was about to go get a condom.
Both will work, won't they?
I'm at a point in life where I can talk about these things confidently and without emotion. So I think just following on from our discussion with Zach, aka Aussie Arrow, last week,
Shout out to Aussie Arrow. Hit him up on
Yo,
Instagram. The dude's a
Zachy.
fucking champion. Listen to last week's episode. It is a killer. Anyway, Caleb.
indeed, and we touched on family and how it becomes a lot harder to hunt when you have kids, and Josh doesn't understand that yet.
No, look, I'm going to stop you right there. Like, I understand, yes, you have children, you have responsibilities, and you have to take time for them. But if hunting is a part of you, you'll make time for it, and you do make time for
We
it.
do make time for it, but what I'm saying you don't understand is how much you miss kids when you've got them.
How hard,
And they're a part of your life.
How hard it is to make time.
And then also how hard it is to make time and make sure there's someone to look after them. And especially, in my scenario, which I'm sure resonates with a lot of our listeners out there, with the various family situations they've got. So I don't have full-time custody of my girls. So it's actually in a way almost easier for me to be able to get away because every second weekend is relatively free generally because I don't have them every single weekend. So every second weekend's free. Yes, I have to make time for my current partner, social outings, all that sort of stuff there. I go to the footy, all that sort of stuff. But this is certainly not a position I ever thought I'd find myself in at this stage in life. It's unexpected. But you got to make the time to do the things that you enjoy and you got to pursue your passions in life. So I'm sure there's a lot of guys out there who can identify and go, well, fuck, it's a struggle to balance my home life. The missus, fuck, she just, I want to go away every weekend, and she's like, nah, you got to stay around home and mow the lawns and take me out to dinner and all that stuff.
That's when you just be like, see ya.
Yeah, no. It doesn't work like that.
But it's not that simple. It's not that simple. So, I mean, I'm divorced now, and I have a very amicable relationship with my ex-wife because we put our focus into my daughter's not missing out in life. So we don't. I mean, we get on fine, but we don't have arguments in front of them. We just make things work for their sake. And we're flexible with time as well. So if she needs them on one of my weekends, then I'll let her have them, and vice versa. But where was I going with that? I don't know.
I think you just really needed to get some stuff off your chest, bro.
No. Like I'm fine with this. Like people out there need to hear this because guys don't talk about it.
That is very true. And just to put it out there, I'm in a similar scenario to you, but a lot more recent. The difficulty that I've found is your child drives everything that you do, or your children drive everything that you do as a parent. So while you want to go out and you want to do these things, your primary concern is to make sure that they've got everything they will ever want or need, and that you have that. And if you don't feel like you've done that, putting yourself first becomes very, very hard. And I mean, getting out and hunting for me is definitely an escape from all of the bullshit in life and the things that get you down. It's like a reset button. You get out there, you disconnect, you can just go, there's none of that. You're out in your bush. It's all out in the bush. It's a completely different world that you're in when you're out on the hunt from living in civilization. So
yeah. So where I was going, sorry, I've picked up my train of thought here, is whilst we're amicable now for the sake of our daughters, when we were together, if I wanted to go away hunting, because we weren't on the same page with a lot of stuff and there's a bit of angst and shit going on, if I wanted to go away hunting for a weekend, it was like I'm the bad guy for wanting to get away and not pull my weight in air quotes. But there was probably a bit of a disconnect around passions and pursuits in life, I guess, where I had a very strong set of things that I like doing outside of work and home life, whereas she didn't. So she wanted me around all the time to be with her and entertain her, whereas my partner in life now, she has actually a very clear set of passions that she can entertain herself as well if I go away and go on a hunting trip for a week. Yes, we miss each other and she misses me, but she doesn't need me to keep her happy or
that's
entertain
super
her.
important. That's super important.
So I'm sure there's a lot of guys out there, and I did think about it last week when we were talking with Zach about, and he was sort of expressing how hard it was for him. Like he hasn't been on an international hunt since he's had kids. Yeah. There's a real fine line in finding that balance between home life with your partner and your kids and getting away for a hunt. And you got to do it as a bloke. You got to get out there and do these things. You go mental.
I think that's for anyone, not just blokes, mate. I think that's
a fair point.
Females as well, to be honest.
Fair point. Everyone needs a bit of time.
I think one of the biggest things that people struggle with is finding something to do. Quite simply,
I think
males are. There's a lot more. I guess what's the word? Things out there for males to do, in the fact that it takes you away from family, like fishing, hunting, sports, things like that. You can't bring
traditionally males are doers, all right? So there's like that old school traditional perspective where the women stay home and take care of the kids and are like homemakers. Then males are the doers. So the males are the ones that go out and do stuff. But I'm starting to. This is, I guess, 2021, bro.
Yeah,
but
you can't say that these days.
You can't say that these days. But I think that women can do anything that men can do. I mean, there's the whole difference in biology and that sort of bullshit you want to play with. But women can get the same enjoyment out of doing the same thing that men do. there's nothing stopping that from happening. And I'm definitely an advocate for women going out there and trying to find something that they have a passion for, because that is what keeps men going. I think that's the missing link that women, that in my experience, and this is anecdotal purely, women have struggled to understand that men have the capability to find the thing that they have a passion for that makes them happy and gives them something outside of the family unit, and they need that because it's a personal fulfillment that they have, and women need to be able to have that as well.
See, that's hard as well because women are typically like maternal. So, you
And
know.
they also
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
oh, well, how come I'm not the thing that makes you happy?
Yeah, and that's like the men are from Mars, women are from Venus thing, man. I think that there's just a completely different way. Generally speaking, there's obviously going to be people that are outside
Exceptions,
of that.
yeah.
Exceptions. So I think that men find expressions of themselves and interests and fulfillment in things and stuff and doing stuff.
We're very practical,
Whereas
hands-on.
women have an
do stuff.
emotional base and get that fulfillment from having an emotional connection. So, and I think that's where the traditional makeup comes from. But now these days, there is definitely a cross between the two. But then we're knocking heads trying to find that middle ground. Just as a society, especially in all the bullshit that you find online and the people that are advocates for this and advocates for that and all that sort of bullshit. But if you break it down to just the core of what men and women are psychologically, men are doers, women are feelers. That's how it has always been throughout the generations. If you can understand that and have that perspective going into a conversation with the opposite sex or same sex, where the fuck you are, then I think that's what is the basis to having an understanding of the grounds for people to be able to go off and do the hunts, to go off and find the things that they have passions for.
As a bloke, one of the best things I've found in life now with my current partner is that she recognised what makes me tick, and she is happy for me to pursue those things.
Yeah.
And she realises that when I'm fucking getting down in the dumps and had enough of life, not life, just life's getting on top of you and it's starting to wear you down a bit, you got to get out and hit that reset button, get out in nature, go for a hunt, go be around the blokes, go shoot some steam. And she's really good with going, go do that.
Yeah.
Because she knows I'm coming back to her and I'll be happier and a better partner to her because I've done
great.
those
And
things rather than the opposite. Why do you want to get away from me? Why do you want to, you're just trying to run away from things.
Well, I think there's a lot more complexities tied into that, because on top of everything we've already spoken about, you've got the individual and how they feel and how they cope with themselves and their securities and insecurities and the things that they feel like they need to feel good about themselves. So instead of being content with themselves, they're trying to find it from some other people. So that's getting well down the fucking rabbit hole.
Obviously, it's different for
in a
everyone.
nutshell, you don't put your happiness in another person.
Yeah.
You put your happiness in what you like to do. That doesn't mean you're not happy with your person, your partner, whatever. It's 2021, but it's not your soul, the seed of your happiness.
Yeah, that's right.
No,
And you're not
Exactly
putting
right.
it in another person to make you happy.
It boils back to the age old, if you're not happy with yourself, you're not going to be happy with someone else. So be happy within yourself, understand what makes you tick, and then you are able to function with someone else in
And
life
you will
a
be
lot better.
ready for the unexpected.
I want to chuck one thing in here as well.
Do it.
I'm going to ask, when did you know who you were? At what age did you suddenly go, oh, this is who I am. This is my identity. For me, it was about 30. And about 30, and I sort of, something clicked in my head. And I was like, okay, this is who I want to be. This is who I am. This is what makes me tick. This is me.
I'd say
And
similar.
before that, I didn't know. And part of that
that's common. That's common, and there is actually research on this.
Do not say the statistics. Or I will throw this pen at you.
You guys have heard that every now and then it comes up that men mature slower, but at a later age than what women do. So typically a 23 or 25-year-old female is on the equivalent level of what a 30 to 33-year-old male is. And that's just how it works. And that's because there's
I'm going to chuck something real controversial in here.
Oh, yeah.
That's because there's a biological clock going on in there.
That's
Subliminal
probably
mind.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know much
I
about
reckon 100% it is. But
Okay.
that's all right.
Thank you for sprinkling that one in there.
that. I don't know what data that's based on, but
The fucking Oxford Dictionary of Josh, motherfucker.
But no, I think I'm with you on that one. I mean, even now I struggle, man. Like I'm such a multifaceted person that I have days where I don't know who the fuck I am. I don't know because I don't sit down and go, right, I'm the guy that wears plaid and swings an axe, and because that's not me every day. I'm not a manly man every day.
Okay, well, so this is now the individual.
Yeah.
I'm at 29, 30. I knew how I fucking was. I knew what I like. I know what I like still. It hasn't changed. I'm pretty set in my ways. Nothing's changing. Like my neurological pathways are set. So 29, 30, I reckon, similar to you, Josh. I'm like, this is me. I know what I like. I know who I am.
Yeah.
Bang.
I mean, that said, I'm going through some pretty heavy stuff as well. So I'm a little bit lost in the forest at the moment. So I'd say that's probably playing on my
So
mind.
your own individual situation is a bit different at present. But, here's another thing. Back in the day, like back in the day, traditionally men would marry or take a wife, concubine, spouse, whatever you want to call it.
Sexual.
That was actually a fair bit younger. So
Yeah. There was reason for that, though.
yeah. So was that just a better formula? Did that work? So you're about 30, you considered a man, and you were taking on I'm not saying this is right or wrong, but a much younger wife then.
Yeah. I mean, depending on which
Getting all your kids
society
out the
you're
way
talking
and
about.
then moving on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just throwing it out there. I mean, if you are 21 and your partner is 21, it's fair to say the woman's probably a bit more mature than you.
Yeah. But also, I think modern society now is incredibly sheltered from the hardships, which
Australia is. Yeah,
Australia, speaking specifically about Australia. So I'd say that we are super, super sheltered from the hardships that previous generations have gone through. And it's those hardships that mold you into who you are. Like you can tell the difference between someone who's been through some shit and has come out the other side and is just it's terrible that they've been through that, but they're better off having gone through it because they get a better understanding of who they are and something clicks. And then you can put that person next to someone who's just had a fucking coasty life, done really no challenges, whatever. And you look at them and you go, well, you're a fuckwit and you've got your shit sorted out. And that's the way that people look at it. Have you got your head screwed on? Do you know what you want? The only way that you're going to know what you want is if you go through the hardship, and then you can assess yourself on a deep and personal level and come out the other side and go, well, fuck, I know that this has been terrible, but I've come out better on the other side. That's the whole fucking stereotype, whatever. I don't even know what the word is for that. Anyway,
There you go. And how good is that's just where I wanted to go with that. Expect the unexpected. Life will throw you some curveballs, but
life is unexpected.
at the end of the day, everything I've been through, and getting divorced was the hardest decision I had to make, because I didn't want to leave because of my daughters. But everything else spoke to I should have much earlier. Not wanting to break up that family unit, worried about how things were going to, work out with them, and having a broken home. It's all been very much for the better, much happier in life. And I think the biggest thing for me was I knew I was going to be a better dad, not being with their mum, as sad as that was. And I think I am. And I have some great quality time with them. And that's the other thing. Operating as pretty much a single dad before I got with my current partner, you have to plan everything and do everything with them. Yeah. And you have some cock-ups. You don't know what you're doing half the time, but you just make it work. And we've had some great times just making it up on the fly, to be honest. And a lot of those have been outdoor things, camping, fishing. Haven't taken them hunting yet. That's the next thing. But we go hiking, we get out in the outdoors, and it's so good as a dad teaching your daughters. I don't have a son yet, but teaching your kids
I fucking love
Things in
that.
life.
My favorite thing to do in the whole world is teach my son stuff. Like, it's just the best. I was teaching him how to throw axes, and it was fucking awesome. Like, there's nothing more fulfilling than trying to teach your son or your daughters something that you get a lot of enjoyment out of, and then they come out and they're interested in it, and then they pick it up, and then it's like you bounce off of them. And
Yeah. So,
it's good.
Josh, I know you get a kick out of teaching people hunting.
I think
hunting
you make an
skills.
excellent dad. You
Like-
make a fucking great dad.
Doing that for your own flesh and blood is a whole other level. You get a fucking kick out of it, man.
Yeah, I could imagine it's rewarding. Yeah, definitely. I haven't had the opportunity to become a dad yet, but
That you know.
Not yet.
maybe.
Cool.
It'll be a son.
For those playing at home, you can submit your relationship resumes to Send It Mate Podcasts
Yeah.
at gmail.com
Caleb
or
went
hit us
deep.
up on Instagram.
Caleb went deep, man.
I like it, man.
Well, we haven't touched on the
that's
life
Life in
in general. So, you got to have a functional life before you can go out and do the things that we love doing.
Nah, I'll work on dysfunction.
You've got a
bruh.
dysfunction. Everything about you, Josh, is dysfunctional, including the way your body works.
Fucking A.
All right, well, let's move on, Josh. What do you got for us?
Actually, I'm gone down the same path.
Personal.
No, not personal, but
Life in
on the
general.
hunting. So, I guess with last year's election in the US and things like that, and then all this hoo-ha about China spreading COVID and things like that, it knocked us around. It was very unexpected. No one thought Biden would win. No one thought that pathogen.
It was rigged. It was fucking rigged. Everyone knows it was rigged.
Yeah, the Russians.
The fucking
But then obviously, we had this virus, this pathogen that,
COVID's a con.
yeah, it is. But
Elections were rigged.
anyway,
Whether it's real or not, a fucking global pandemic has upended the world.
yes. And did anyone foresee that coming apart from Bill Gates? No.
Certainly not the general public.
No, the general public certainly didn't. And,
Blissfully unaware.
no one saw Biden winning. I guess what I'm trying to ask, and I want to throw this back on you two, and that is, what do you think is going to be the new world, or something that's going to come up in the future?
Please don't say the phrase "the new norm" or "the new
I
normal."
said the new world.
What are you asking? What do we think the next unexpected thing will be?
Yes, like obviously there's rumours about China this and China that, and Trump lifted the embargoes on him, and then now they're back, and they put a tariff on our wine and things like this. So obviously relations between Western culture and China are very rocky.
I think the age of all-out war is done. I think that everything's an economic battle now.
And economic, do you think it could be cyber?
Cyber is economic because the purpose of cyber battle now is to fuck with economies, because economy is the quickest way to make a country's downfall come about.
This is gonna get all the tinfoil hat motherfuckers out there.
Damn
really
straight it is. If you have not got data to back your fucking statements, don't make the claim.
Right. I don't think anyone has a crystal ball in that aspect.
No, but there's science.
I mean, who knows what's going to come next, but expect.
What
the
do you
unexpected.
think is going to happen?
I
And you don't really look at anything outside of your house, your work, and your missus and hunting.
And your little
no,
sausage
I'm
dog.
quite well read, Josh.
No, really?
I just what I don't
well scholared.
what I don't do is latch on to conspiracies as quickly as you do.
I'm not talking about conspiracies. I'm asking, what do you think is going to happen in the future for the world?
Which direction
Or
do you
Australia.
think we're going to go in?
I mean, outside of some sort of bizarre apocalyptic event, which, something like this pandemic is almost, desensitizing to something a bit more epic like that. Like, you look at a lot of media these days and things like The Walking Dead. How much easier is it for you to cop like wearing a mask around the place because there's this disease that everyone's got?
It's a bit of a fucking joke, really.
But anyway, I say that to say this, right? As a kid, my favourite book in school was Tomorrow When the War Began.
Ooh.
Yeah, buddy.
Do you know, I
It's
read
like the
that
second
book
book I read.
in a day and a half.
So
Could not put it down.
brilliant. The movie was fucking
Shit house.
but
They needed
Someone
some new
remake
actors.
it,
You know what they
please.
need? They need to like get a cast like us and remake that.
Oh, yeah. Shit, yeah.
but do you
There'll
know
be like
what?
6 dudes and one super hot bird that did fucking nothing.
In a
We were
weird
trying to root it.
in a weird sort of way, I'm glad that I have the skill base I do, which I'm not the best. I don't claim to be the best hunter out there or anything.
At least you know how to do it.
But at
mate.
least I know how to do it.
With our powers combined.
So I
we're
could,
Captain Planet.
I can imagine, I don't know, 20 years time, whatever, and out of the blue, Australia gets invaded, and I think war would be a very different thing. Like
It's all guerrilla warfare. There's none of that.
it's not going to be like Tomorrow When the War Began and planes fly over and blah blah blah.
that
But
shit.
if something like that happens, and if you just have to pop smoke and head out to the bush and survive.
All right, so I'm going to ask, what have you actually thought about your plan? So ex-military, you sort of look. You're not like a tinfoil hat wearing dude or anything like that, but you certainly are like, okay, I'm just going to have a bag ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to you sort of almost pre-think a bit of a plan. Like you don't jot it down and you don't go in depth, but you're like, okay, if something does happen, I'll grab my bag and I'll just go here. And if that doesn't work, I'll have a tertiary plan to go here.
Have a plan B.
Sorry.
I love it when you talk technical.
Anyway, and you just sort of you just like once that's done and your plan's in place, you may tweak it over time, according to what's happening in the world. But there's at least something there, and you're like, yeah, okay, I'll be fine.
I see. I'm split, man. Like I've got no faith in society whatsoever. But I like everything that I think about is based on likelihood scenarios and statistical potential. So if we're talking about like full on invasion, no fucking way. No country in their right mind would try to take over Australia. We are split into major cities with vast desert between all of them. There is no way, unless China dumped their entire fucking force on us, which they wouldn't, because what the fuck do we have? A desert. There's like the
That's
likelihood.
going to piss off Zach.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have all desert, but I mean, Australia is mostly desert.
We're just thinking out loud here. Come on.
I think just the likelihood of that happening is
Yeah, look, it's
So
not like my little bag that I've got and little plan.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, but hang on, it's not because of an invasion or fucking zombies or anything like that. It's just if I don't know.
What if there was a bushfire?
No, if there's that's a big one. If
Exactly.
there's fire or I don't know, if people just get a bit loopy and you need to spend a week away, you can.
I'm with you on that. I have a bug out bag. My pack is packed to accommodate me and my son and my ex-wife all the time. All the time. I can grab my bag and I can grab a shotgun and I've got enough ammunition and I've got enough everything.
Your go-to would be a 12 gauge.
Absolutely. The diversity, the device. Well, I've got I'm set up so that my easy access is home D and bug out. That's how I'm moving house, so it's a little bit different, but that's how I was set up, and I'll be setting up exactly the same. Not home.
I'm not sure that home D's legal.
Not with a rifle. Home D is not with a rifle. Well, I'm not going to go.
You got your 16-ounce gloves.
It just means the giant black dildo he keeps under the bed to bash guys when they come in the
Damn
house.
straight. They don't know what hit them until they wake up and they see the big black cock.
standing over him, going, "Yes, Queen."
Yes, quick, smash them, and then I piss on them, and then I wank a little bit.
Yeah, you got to chuck in some jizz.
Damn straight,
It's
Always.
a power thing.
it is.
That's how I assert my dominance.
Yeah, no, look, I don't believe that this has ever happened, but there's a little piece of me that goes, well, fuck, what if?
It'll happen covertly.
Look, like riots and things in cities and sort of a city breaking down. We've seen it in the US. Look, yes, it would probably be a long stretch happening in Australia, but it could because
they've tried
we
to
have
tick it off.
we have people.
That's
and
right.
People
are fucking retarded.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say that. People are
so
people
like
are not very intelligent.
I just have like this little sort of thing in my head that goes, all right, I just want to plan something just in case.
Yeah.
And I don't go overboard. What you said about conspiracies and things, Caleb, I find it interesting to hear people's views on topics. Yes. But I don't go crazy into it. But you can't deny that it's interesting.
It's
hearing
so
some
fucking
theories.
interesting.
Of course, it's interesting.
I think
it
it's
is
about the
bloody
why. Like,
interesting.
why do people think that this would happen?
Because people are so
People
no, I can't even.
what are you trying to say?
People tend to escalate based on their emotions. I think that's the problem with humanity at the moment. We've got to absolutely disconnect with logic and emotion, where previously the functionality of society would be based on logic because the emotion was taken out of it based on huge events.
People are divorced from reality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We're getting worse actually.
Absolutely.
with-
And people
with
think that the way that
emotion.
they feel actually means something. And that in the world outside of humanity, that the way that you feel means something. It doesn't mean fuck all. You've got animals that literally tear each other apart while they're alive, and that is not based on the way that they feel.
I've been watching a bit of that lately on Instagram, man, and I saw a clip of it was a cheetah drinking by, I'm presuming it's the Nile, it could have been anywhere. And this
No, it's not just
a river in Egypt. But there's this massive, like this dude's actually got a bucket and he goes to like scoop up some water, and there would have been maybe like 12 foot, like he would have been pushing some weight, croc that's just come out the water and grabbed this cheetah, just dragged it back. And I'm like, oh, that cheetah was cool. and mate, I'm just like, oh, it's fucked now.
Yeah, it's the fucking way of the world. All these motherfuckers that go, they go, save the lamb, save the lamb. Go spend a day out in the fucking bush like a real man and see how it works.
And it is
Or
brutal,
woman.
man. Like
is.
the same night I watched a bush buck and I watched a lioness and a hyena fight over this live bush buck that they're both just clutching at, and I'm like, oh, poor thing's just going to get torn in half in about an hour.
Oh,
But,
man. People,
it's a slow death.
This is what I don't understand. These people spend, and when I say these people, I mean the people that have got no fucking idea.
Well, it's just too much empathy, man.
Well, that's exactly what
that's all
it is. And then, but that stems from being stuck inside of a 4 fucking walls of a concrete
desensitised.
building and desensitized to the way that the natural world actually works.
Yeah.
And they get so caught up in saving the foxes and saving all the little fucking cute. Do they know what foxes actually fucking do?
Oh, look, we've all seen those videos of pet foxes, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck me. The
You're like,
damage.
oh.
And cats.
I mean, Josh looks cute too, but look what he can do out in the field.
Yeah.
Me, yeah.
I think that was just like a backhanded compliment, wasn't it?
It was.
But anyway,
I'm going to
I don't
take
know
it,
what that
Ryan.
was.
I'm going to take it.
yeah.
I'm going to hold my head high.
I don't know why I said that. Anyway,
Thanks, buddy.
So what you're
fluffing the
talking about is
skirt.
what do you think? What do you think is going to be the unexpected? Where do you think we're
Look,
heading?
personally, I think it's going to be either cyber, and I think that they're going to target things, and I think they are trying to target utilities, power, water supplies,
anything
things
of
like
monetary value. So this, but the idea would be
that. No, shutting off
yeah.
those things. So it's not about money. It's about shutting off your basic fundamentals to live that we all.
I think a greater impact. If it was me, if it was up to me, I would target economical key points that would skyrocket costs so that the populace.
yeah, but if you cut
So
off all the
that's-
utilities and everything, then everything skyrockets in cost.
exactly
and
right,
that's-
and then you have the society, the populace that gets pissed off, and they riot and create the anarchy and create the destabilization that you need to be able to come in and take.
You're
over.
talking about, like, if you're talking about trying to hit money where it hurts, the stock market is global, and we have a stock market based economy.
Yeah.
So if you hit one part of the stock market, yeah, okay, that might dip. Cool.
No,
Whatever.
you hit the majority of the stock markets. It's pretty easy to
Yeah, that's got to be very
China
difficult.
has been doing this for fucking years.
That's got to be difficult, man. Hitting the whole stock market.
You can't. No, it's specific elements of the stock market. So a majority sharehold will be in specific elements of the stock market within our country. What we've been doing stupidly, and this is definitely like to the detriment of our government's fucking misunderstanding, we've been selling off major assets to overseas entities so that they have majority control over what we pay for. If they wanted to, they could all come together in a syndicate and fuck us.
Australia's sort of, I think we've recognised that a little bit, and we are trying to tighten up.
We've swung from
Way too late, though.
way too
Victorious.
Is it because at the end of the day, we're here, people that own utilities or land or whatever, companies are over there. At the end of the day, you can just be like, fuck off, we're taking it back.
Well, yeah,
what are they going to do?
but
They
like,
then
yeah,
have to invade or bring actual people here to
that's the physical
to take it
physical ownership versus the economical impact. That's what I'm talking about. So you can say, yeah, get fucked, and we'll have the land, but the economical impact to that is they could freeze assets over that, and then you will have no money. And money talks, man. Everything that we have in our Western society is based around money.
Money is nowhere near as good as bricks and mortar. So if you have
As far as baseline survival, yeah, correct. As far as societal survival goes, money is what everything runs on. So if you dry up the money, people get the shits on.
because we have minerals and things. So at the
who's
end of the
gonna
day,
mine them?
we have the machines, we have the capability to mine it here. You can just find another place to export it. It's not that difficult. Yes,
Not really.
It might bring the price up on some shit.
The
But at the end of the
alternative,
day, you're
you
still
can't
mining it.
because you've got all these countries that interlocked with these treaties and agreements and all this sort of bullshit and tariffs and whatnot. The way that we would work is the only way we could survive is to become a completely secluded and closed off economy, which we can't do. We've not been able to put ourselves in that.
We've cut our own.
We've cut our own fucking balls off.
Yeah,
That's what we've
off
done.
there.
We rely so heavily on other economies and other countries that we.
It is possible to do, but we would have a major recession or even depression
shit, yeah.
in that period of
And that's what I'm talking about.
being cut off and then establishing our own industry.
And that the populace would then become the chaos that is required for someone to come in physically, and there would be absolute turmoil.
Mate, they can invade a desert.
I think what we're talking about is stuff we're really not experts on.
Oh fuck no!
Look,
we're, not
and
we're just shooting the shit here, man.
You know,
half the stuff
I'm
we're saying
not-
we're making up.
Look, I'm not asking if you're an expert or we're an expert or I'm an expert or anything like that. I'm simply saying what are your thoughts? I'm trying to just stimulate a bit of
Well, you have.
conversation here, mate. And all right,
I told you. I don't know, but I'm glad that I'm prepared to do
what do
something
you-
that doesn't rely
that was not
on
my question.
There's something that doesn't rely on being able to exist without technology or power. I'm glad I have those life skills. Put it that way, because whatever it is, whatever fucked up thing happens in the future, which something will happen inevitably, you're not going to be able to rely on power and someone else providing you food and water.
That wasn't my question. My question was, what do you think is going to happen next?
And I just said the answer, which is I don't know, but I am glad that I am prepared.
Caleb doesn't
More so-
speculate, man.
So he's taking the safe option. He's like,
I don't know. What do you want me to say?
I don't know, man. I'm a little
What
bit like,
do you want me to be?
I guarantee your brain sits there at times and goes, fuck, this could happen. That could happen. Say it.
You'd have to have imagination.
There could be a zombie apocalypse.
That's better than nothing. You know what? I'm going to give you a high five there, buddy.
But
There
you know what?
go.
If there's a zombie apocalypse, I'm glad I'm prepared to just fucking bug out and go live in the bush.
But
you know
if
what?
the
That's
zombies are in the
something.
bush?
If someone invades us, I'm glad I'm just capable of bugging
think
out and living in the bush.
I think that gives me an absolute. Puts me at ease a little bit to know that if we've all got the skill set to be
we have
able
some
to-
sort of competitive advantage.
I mean,
We
we could-
overlords
can
over
you
the rest of the
imagine- yeah.
population, and
We could.
rule.
Actually, I'm gonna bring this back to
We could fuck shit up for the enemy. That's
mate-
what we're gonna do.
3 kings. Woo!
I'm going to bring this back to I had this conversation with old Chris Chris Heenan, one of our mates who now lives in
Shout
the
out to
States.
Chris.
Chrissy boy.
Stop shouting out.
And I had this exact conversation, and he was like, I was like, oh, what are you going to do? You're going to buy some land and fortify it and this and that. And he's like, no, man, I'm just going to pillage.
It's a fair point. It's
Meanwhile,
so much easier.
like, you know, a month later, I'll get a photo, and he's sitting in his car, and in his passenger seat is a Vulcan minigun, and he's just taking a photo. I'm like, yeah, fuck you.
He also lives in the US.
I did say that.
Yeah.
Thank you for pointing that
more
out.
freedoms.
Campbell.
I'm just reiterating. Look, if the world goes to shit, I think it would be better to be nomadic and discreet and just do exactly that. Just pillage stuff.
So in other words, buy a
Samurai
Deco
sword and
daily
become a
and
ninja.
caravan and fuck off now.
Dude, stop with the caravan life.
Nah, fuck that.
It sounds like you just want to live in the bush like some sort of weird homeless man.
We were saying, what was the fucking...
You got a caravan. You're not homeless. It's a fucking home on wheels.
Okay.
Jesus. All right, we're going to move on to the fucking negligent discharge now.
Trailer trash.
Negligent discharge.
Eat a dick. Eat a dick.
How fucking appropriate.
I know. Josh just wants to be trailer trash.
Trailer fucking trash. You got the shitty tattoos and everything.
You can't hide that redneck, bro.
Ain't no turtleneck gonna change your redneck.
We should put a
My
photo.
name's Joe Dirty. Don't try and jazz it up.
We should put a photo of Mushu up one day.
Fucking Mushu.
Where's your ink?
I don't have ink. I'm a clean skin.
Yeah, pussy.
That's code for vanilla, which is code for boring as fuck.
Yeah. I'm camp,
Do you know what? Give it 20 years and everyone will have tattoos and I'll be the odd one out.
Give it
There you
20
go.
years, Caleb's going to roll in with like 2 sleeves and 2 fucking leg pieces and a back piece.
I don't think he'll ever get it. I think he's scared.
No, I'm not scared. I don't
scared.
have anything
Scared of
worthwhile getting.
tetanus.
Scared.
Meanwhile, you've got Mushu on your arm. So who's winning in life here?
What is Mushu, by the way? Like, is that your...
It's a Celtic,
It's a Celtic dragon. It looks like Mushu from Milan.
Yeah.
There's a photo going up now. We've mentioned it enough.
Definitely putting that
I
in.
like it. So, and my
I
sister
thought-
bought it for me.
I thought that was
There's your first problem.
like... I thought that was something to do with like your unit or something, but no.
My first problem was going to Ink Wizard on Northeast Road. That's
Hang
my
on.
first problem.
Hang on. I've known you for how many fucking decades?
Yeah.
And that tattoo is literally just something random you picked off the wall.
yes.
My sister did. No, it was my birthday, and Shannon's like, "Oh, I want to get you something for your birthday. Oh, we'll go get a tattoo." I was like, "Okay, no."
Why are you
dramas."
Celtic dragon? You're not even Scottish.
It looked cool.
Does it though?
It's not
It
even,
did. Doesn't
it's
anymore.
not even a
But-
dragon.
I've thought about getting a full deer piece on my back and things like that, but
You should cover your
yeah,
arm.
I don't know. Nah, look, once it's there, you don't really see it. I just don't.
I mean, it's old enough. You look a bit more hardcore. Like it's like an
Yeah.
old school style tattoo. It's not a modern tattoo by any
It's
stretch.
faded enough that you can't tell what the fuck it is, but the shape is enough to be like, that could be something better.
Like it.
It's all right.
It looks like something that could have been done in the 90s. So
Yeah.
you'd be like, I got it.
Look,
We've
not-
both got ink and he doesn't, so.
Yeah.
Oh, Ryan, do we want to go into what you've got on your fucking wrist?
Yeah.
What have you got? Tell the listeners.
I have a treble clef with the opening bars of Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata wrapped around the treble clef.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's what you get. That's what you get for laughing at art, man. For those playing at home, Josh is spasming like a motherfucker.
Josh has got cramp.
He's got cramp.
Is this cramp or a spontaneous boner? I can't work it out.
Or are you on your period?
He's
He's clutching his abdomen.
he's grabbing his groin.
Nah, I'm cool. Nah, at least we have ink on.
Damn
Yeah,
straight.
yeah, high five.
We're cool.
I'd rather have
Yeah,
nothing
high
than
five.
something I regret.
You have nothing.
You know what? When I'm going to buy a tattoo gun just to fucking tattoo you when you sleep.
Definitely
next
gonna be a
country
dick
day.
on
yeah,
your cheek.
It's going to be a dick on your forehead.
So many dick and balls. But it's going to be like artistic, man. Like, what's that? That's
Probably
super
not.
bad.
It's probably going to be dotty and come out like nothing, but that's all right.
It's like
It'll just look like a birthmark.
a
but-
stick man with a giant cock.
Actually, I had a mate in the army
Here
Right.
we go. Here we go.
So,
What's the acronym
well, I had
for
two
that?
mates in the army. Anyway, one of them, he was doing, like, basically as a side job, he was doing tattoos. He was really, really good.
Are you talking about like out of his dorm? He was
Yeah,
just
yeah,
fucking
out of his dorm on base. Anyway, like really, really good, right? Anyway, he pretty much said to the boys, "Oh, you can come in, cheap tattoos, just so he can get his name up or whatever, blah blah blah." And my mate decided to get the words "fuck you" on his back and a stick figure holding his finger up.
You're talking about like
across
big
his-
letters across the shoulders, like a big back piece.
Yeah, it was big. There's
Yeah,
no hiding that. It's
I'd,
a big
I'd fucking do
fuck
that.
you.
That's awesome.
I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Cool story, bro.
I mean,
Yeah.
he'd never be able to
Sorry,
work as a
I wouldn't
lifeguard.
think that a vanilla face like you would know.
Vanilla face.
Yeah,
Yeah,
would know
yeah.
what
Vanilla
what
face.
it
That
is.
sounds
Your
moderately
face is
racist.
very boring.
It actually sounds quite racist. A vanilla face.
Yeah. Listen here, cracker.
Wow. All right, ND for this week. Let's get into it.
Indeed.
ND.
Negligent discharge.
Right, so this week's ND happened on the way here tonight, and I'm fanging down the driveway as I do, and I have some history with this driveway where I've
You fanged up, you fanged down, you fanged out.
I've nearly gone off the edge of this driveway. Anyway, tonight I was coming down the driveway.
Were you coming down the driveway or driving down the driveway? It's a difference.
For those playing at home, Josh is trying to put me off with some weird hand gestures. He's trying to make me laugh. I don't know why. Somehow it involves him sticking his
He has
finger
no
down
gag
his throat.
reflex. What are you
He never
doing?
has.
What does that mean?
He can take a full 8 inches.
Oh, 8 inches.
I haven't washed my hands all day. That doesn't taste good.
And you've been playing with sheep.
Anyway, despite the obvious distraction happening to my right, coming down the driveway today, I nearly ran into 6 people. It's dark, coming down the drive.
As in 6 individual people?
6 human beings.
But was it like, oh, look, there's one swerve, missed them. Oh, look, there's
Well,
another one swerve, missed them.
My high beams hit some metallic objects. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Who's this in the driveway? And then
nearly hit cyborgs.
6 people. I'm like, who's lost on your driveway? And
Set the scene. You're
Well,
a lead
you-
foot as well.
I am a lead foot.
Dude, your driveway is the best driveway for going sideways.
Except when there's the cliff on coming down the right
sorry,
and
what?
going up left.
There's no T in Cliff.
Okay, proceed with caution. But
What?
the point of this ND is that
Left.
there was 6 people that just sprung out of nowhere. I come around a corner, it's pitch black. My high beams pick up some weird metallic objects, like some beads and fucking metal things. I pull up. There are 6 human beings. I'm like, hey, guys. And then, like, the dust settles. I've showered them in dust. And they're all, like, hippie-looking motherfuckers. And the metal thing that was reflecting in my high beams was a hang drum. For those playing at home who don't know what that is, Google it. It's basically a metal thing that looks like a flying saucer.
Oh, is it the one that, and it's like, it like rings out when you hit it and there's...
Yeah, like it looks like a flying saucer and it's got some
No, there's
like
a word
little
for that.
depressions in it.
It's like, fuck.
It's called a hang drum.
All I want to know is why the fuck. Are
Anyway, they had
people on
like a
my property?
microphone and some stands, and there's 6 of them, like 3 dudes, 3 chicks. They're all got dreadlocks and stuff. So I pulled up, window down. I'm like, "G'day, what are you guys doing?" And I nearly hit them too, which is the ND. Was the ND on me for nearly hitting them, or the ND on them for being on private property in a private driveway?
If you hit them, I'd sue them.
Anyway,
But
so I
that's-
pulled up. I
that's
said,
what I do.
"Hey, what are you guys doing?" "Oh, yeah, man, we're just playing some music."
That's a handpan.
I'm like, "Okay, you do realize this is private property in a private driveway?" "Oh, yeah, no, we're just house sitting for someone up the road."
you're a hippie.
This is where you need to go. No, this is fucking private property. Get off.
Well, it's not my property; it's your property. So
yeah, but who? Like,
I
okay,
didn't wanna-
I'll give you power of fucking doing whatever you need to do. I don't give a shit.
Oh,
But
well, I exercised some level of distaste for them being on the land, but I said, "Okay, fair enough. on your way.
Man, next
Get on your
time,
noble
look,
Because what I didn't want to do was overstep the mark and offend them, and then you.
No, look, that pisses me off because you've seen my neighbours, and you kind of can tell who lives here because they don't fucking walk up and down the damn driveway
With no shoes on, carrying instruments.
So look, next time, man, if that does happen,
Just run
pull
them
off.
over.
No, pull up and just say, get off my land now.
Where the
just
fuck
do that,
were
man.
they?
Get off my
No,
porch.
because I've had people cut my fences. I've had people, mate. I've had sheep almost in Kerry because people have cut my fences, mate. Sheep, cattle, fuck, mate. You almost get sick of it.
That would drive me fucking up. I get like worked up if someone like walks down in my fucking driveway.
Yeah, and it's like Jehovah's.
Yeah. I'm like, no. if I owned your property, I'd be like gates up and the sign wouldn't be like no trespassers. It'd be like trespassers will be shot, survivors will be stabbed.
Yeah, look, this is the worst thing is today. I'm pretty sure one of the females almost ran over when I was flying up the driveway with a trailer full of leaf matter and
Stuff.
shit.
It's not important.
Stuff, yeah. And I've come around one of the blind corners and I've just hit the skids. And I'm like, and then she's just casually walked off the side and sat down.
Actually, that happened to me last week. Coming up here, there was some bird on a bike, but then because for those
That's my
playing at
neighbour.
home,
Yeah.
she was on a bike, and I just really like going sideways in my ute down your fucking driveway. So I was fanging it.
I mean, I wouldn't
then-
be doing that on this driveway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm living on the edge.
Oh, hey, Caleb's stacked it, so you're not there yet.
Nah.
I mean, I'm the closest
how
to
to
going
drive.
off the edge.
Yeah.
But I've come down and she's pulled. So she's heard me, obviously heard me behind her. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. She's pulled into your drive. Like, 'cause you've got a shoot off from the main driveway that goes up to the house. She's pulled in there and then stopped with her bike and turned sideways and looked at me. And I'm like, well, I need to go in there, like, just to hand signals. And then she's like, oh, okay, okay, what do you want?
Yeah.
Like, if you're driving a bike or if you're walking, stay the fuck off the driveway.
Moral of the story: don't trespass. That's the ND. Don't be a trespassing motherfucker.
Look, it's annoying, to be perfectly honest. It is completely
And
frustrating.
everyone that thinks it's okay, go fuck yourself.
I've had-
Like, seriously,
I've had
it's not okay.
my neighbours rent out their place, or I don't know, it was Airbnb or whatever, I don't know. Anyway, I've had people walking up the driveway and you've almost hit them because there's so many blind corners up there.
Oh yeah,
And you almost hit them and you pull over and you're like, who are you? They're like, I'm just house sitting for old mate. I'm like, okay, no dramas. And I've actually asked my neighbour a week later when he got home, I'm like, oh, do you know him? Like who you rented your place out to or who you let, I don't know, house sit. And he's like, nah. And like a week before, they're sitting there talking as if they know him, like personally.
yeah.
Well, what I couldn't work out with this story is there's 6 of them. Like, oh, we're just house sitting. Why does it take 6 people to fucking house sit?
Up here, it takes about 100 people to house sit because it's fucked.
Dude, for those playing along, if you are out in the country, playing along at home, if you're out in the country and you see a dirt track that says private driveway, think of it as in suburbia, walking down someone's driveway to their garage. It's just a longer
No,
stretch.
walking into your garage, mate.
Walking to their front
Into garage.
fucking yard, up to their house and playing frisbee on their front fucking lawn because it's the same goddamn thing.
What? We're going to go take a shit on their lawn.
Do it.
I mean, that's not good to your neighbour.
Do a surface turban. Don't even wipe.
Just go to a big steaming pile of shit on their fucking...
Just
When you
shit in
hear
a
some
bag
funky
and then
music-
set it on fire.
When you hear some funky music tomorrow, just ask to join in and then just, I don't know.
Do you know what you should do? You should go down there and be like, yo, hey, can I join your fucking love circle? And be like, yeah. So who here hunts?
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
Rip out the photos.
yeah. No, look at this one.
Anyway, that's enough of that.
Cool. Let's wrap this up, Ryan.
Right. Oh, so next week, our topic is going to... I fucking love this one. Next week, our topic is safe word,
Ooh.
which is carries across multiple topics and scenarios and applications, if you will. But
Ryan's clearly going to talk about sex.
Oh, we're going to get deep into Ryan's personal life, clearly.
absolutely, there is no safe word. No, there's not. But thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for listening through this entire episode. We very much appreciate every bit of support that we get from you. Hit
As
us
always.
up on Instagram, Send It Mate Podcast. We are definitely alive and well on there. We've got an email address, sendermatepodcast@gmail. Is it Sendermate or just Sendermate Podcast?
Sendermatepodcast@gmail.com.
Lovely. Hit us up. Thank you very much for listening. Hit us up again to next week for Safe Word. You have been excellent. I am Ryan.
Catcha, I'm Josh.
Fucking hell, bro.
That was terrible.
Worst rap ever.
Worst rap. I'm a rapper.
I stop listening to him.
Gotcha.
I was like, oh, he's dragging this out so badly.
Goodbye.
Peace.
G'day, dude and dudettes. Josh here. Do you find it hard to keep your long, hard barrels free from gun STDs? Maybe you need a clean out of your bore. If this is you, jump on over to highcaliber.com.au and use the promo code SENDITMATE to receive a 10% discount on all your gun cleaning needs. And remember, it's sexy to support Australian-made products. Everyone here at Send It Mate uses high caliber, and we can promise you that it'll keep your firearms free from those pesky gun STDs.